Hello everyone, I am Mrs. Bailey, and today we are going to be closing out our budget from the week of April 7th through the 13th. We are also going to be trying to replenish our savings that we had to borrow from, and I think that may be it. Oh, we have to do some expense tracking in order to close this video. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. I normally like to give subscriber shout outs, but I don't have any that I can see today. YouTube is normally a couple days behind in the YouTube Studio app, so I can't see anyone that's new, but I've been seeing you guys subscribe, so welcome and thank you so much for subscribing. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and close out this budget. I have to have my glasses today because I've been looking at my phone all morning. So when I look at my phone, that's what happens. Okay, for everyone that's new, when we do our budget here, we do it backwards. So what we do is we write down everything that we need in our fixed expenses, our variable expenses, sinking funds, extra debt, savings, and then we try to see if we can actually make it. So all of this here in the budget section should have added up to $2,347. So that is pretty much what we're doing here today. So we are basically like current with our bills. Just recently we had, well, not recently, but it was in October, we had a big downfall where we had to empty all of our binders, which you guys can't see. I keep pointing at them, but they're, maybe you can see them now right there. But we had to empty all of our binders because we had to get a new engine on our Jeep. We have been having problems with that Jeep ever since, and we have been trying to pay catch up with our bills. So just recently, we just now became current. So on this budget today, we're trying to see if we're still current. So I'm going to incorporate some new pins, guys. So I don't know if you know this about me. You probably don't, but I don't like seeing the numbers on the apps. You know how on the app, like let's say as your messages and it says you got like 10 new messages. I have to clear them. In the app store, you need to update. Like I have to clear those type of things. But the other thing is I don't like seeing red. And I don't like seeing X's. I don't know if you guys noticed, and it was one of these things, like a, oh, I think the binder is over there, but it was like one of these where you have to like check it off. And I would, you know how normally people like will put an X. That is, I don't like to see anything like a negative because I feel like I really will attract those things. So instead of me like putting a X, I'll make sure I put like a check mark instead. So what I've done here, I do not like to see red. I don't like to see any red marks because for me that says that it's negative or it wasn't completed. So I'm going to incorporate the red, the green, and the black to try to push me along on my budget to make sure that I don't see this red in my budget. And I think I'm going to see this red today. So I'm going to push for next week to not be able to see that red ink on my page. I have not been working that much yesterday. We did go to my nephew's prom yesterday, him and his girlfriend, and we had to drive like an hour and a half away. And that was really nice. If I may insert like a few pictures or whatever, because I may want to blank out her face because I didn't get her permission to put her on YouTube, but they looked so nice. It was really, really nice. But we got stopped by a train on the way back, and we literally had to sit there for like 30 minutes. If we would have turned around, we was in a very rural part. We was almost, well, I live like 30 minutes away from Canada. But when I drive this hour and a half away, it's another way that you could get into Canada. And if I would have turned around, I basically would have been in Canada. Like that was the only way that we can go. And I think me and Mr. Bailey would have been the only ones that can get in. So when we had the kids with us, so we couldn't turn around, so we had to wait. So once we came back, I didn't go to work. Mr. Bailey didn't hardly get any sleep yesterday, so I suggested that he stay home. I really didn't want him to because we needed the money, but I suggested that he stayed home because we just got a new car, and I don't want to any problems with that, with him driving sleepy. So I suggested that he stayed home. He didn't have a problem with it because, like I said, he was tired. So we didn't make as much money as we should have. I did go to work yesterday, but I ended up stopping early because they needed to go get haircuts. It was crazy. So anyway, let's go ahead and start with this budget because I'm just yapping. Okay, y'all probably didn't clicked off by now. All right, let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. Okay, I'm going to start with this section, and then once I get to the variable section, I'm going to go ahead and finish the expense tracking on the other page, and then come back and finish the variables, and then see how much we was able to pay back to the binders. Okay, so the Xfinity still hasn't come out. Today is Sunday. This is the day that you're getting the video. Today is Sunday, but I'm going to give it a check because we do have the money. Okay, the Honda came out, and the car wash came out. The eBay, I have the money in there, but it did not come out. I paid this yesterday, but I did not, guys, I did not pay $50 yesterday. I made a mistake and paid $39. I hit the minimum and without and I've never done that before. I don't know, me and Mr. Bailey, we've been messing up this in the last week with our credit cards, but mine wasn't late or anything. So, but I did hit the 39 instead of the 50. So that's going to probably be like that. I didn't even make a payment, so that card probably won't move. But the phone is $490. So this is what I want to say. So since Mr. Bailey didn't go to work last night, and I have something that's going to be coming out of my account tomorrow. That it's personal. I haven't shared this thing with you all, but it's going to be like $170 something that's coming out of my account. So with that coming out and Mr. Bailey not working last night, is actually chopping into this a big port, like that would have pretty much been it, the phone. So I am going to do a 0 for the phone, and I'm going to put this on next week's budget because I don't want to stress myself out trying to get this in there. Like, I could have paid this last night. I could have paid this and it would have been on time, but me and Mr. Bailey would have been like really struggling to get this. I do have a 5-day grace period with them. This is Verizon. I do have a 5-day grace period before they start calling you and reminding you and all of that stuff. I actually have 30 days, but we don't want to get back into that situation again. So I'm going to pay this tomorrow, no later than Tuesday. We're going to pay the phone. So that's going to be, you'll see that on the next budget. What is this? The Apple storage did come out, but it did not come out as 6. I forgot that my 18-year-old put his own card, his bank card on his thing. So it really only 3 came out. You know what? I'm not going to use this yet. 3 came out. So that is not a bad thing because the other 3, so the 3 came out for my 16-year-old and the other 3 did come out of my son's. So that's really like all I had to pay. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. The car wash did not come out yet, but I do have the money in there because I remember I told you guys I don't know when it's going to come out. This is for the Honda. And then Mr. Bailey's credit card, you guys remember he paid the wrong credit card, but we do have the money in there for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and add up this section and see how much we have. I can already tell you that we're gonna have to write in red down here, and this is what I hate seeing that, guys. Okay, 144 plus 900 plus 38, 39, 3, 30, and 39. Okay, so instead of the $1,658, we paid $1,193. So that is a difference of 1,658. Let's see, 465. Okay, let me push these binders back a little bit so we can. Okay, so yesterday we went to, we're gonna move down to our variable expenses. Let me push that up a little bit. I need to actually go to my expense. pages. Because I only have one more receipt to put in here, I'm not going to go to the next page. I'm going to let that be a fresh page for next week. So I'm just going to try to write down here at the bottom. I have a receipt here for McDonald's. It says $21.05, but this was yesterday. When we got to Port Huron for the prom, my nephew was like 20 minutes behind us, and we didn't want to go to her parents, his dates, his girlfriend's parents. Actually, we went to the grandfather's house, but we didn't want to go there early and just be sitting there. And I met the parents before, but I had never met the grandfather before, so I didn't want to just be sitting there. So what we did was we went and we used the app. It came up to $21.05, but my 16-year-old Zelled me $9, and my 18-year-old, he got the $5 meal, and he didn't give me the tax, y'all. So he Zelled me $5. So I only spent $7.05 of my own money. So let me just put that there. Today is the 13th, so yesterday was the 12th. So we're just gonna put it down here. And yes, it's going under groceries because that is what we had for dinner. $7.05. So we had $34.28 minus $7.05 is $27.23. You guys couldn't see that. Still zoomed in. Okay. So now I'm gonna have to flip back and forth between. So I'm going to keep that like that and go back to this page. So I'm going to keep that open. And we're going to see what we did. So groceries, we had a budget of $150. We was left with $27.23. So we actually went under, which in this section is good. So $122.77 is what we spent. Household, we had a budget of $50. We spent $44.70. No, we have $44.70 left. So we only spent $5.30. Miscellaneous, I do not think we spent anything. Nope, we didn't spend anything in miscellaneous. So we spent $0. And then the oil change, we budgeted for $249, but it was only $167. Yeah, so that was a difference of 82. I was trying to see how much that was. That was good. Okay, so let's go ahead and add this up. We had $122.77 plus $5.30 plus $167. Oh, I had one more thing, guys, that I didn't budget for in here. Mr. Bailey got a haircut. And we budgeted for $0, and that came out to, put that in the red. That's because we didn't budget for it. 25. Okay, so let's add 25 to this. So instead of the $474, we spent $320.07. Which is not bad. What's the difference? Minus 474. $153.93 is the difference. Okay, now we can close this back up and move up to this. Now I'm gonna have to zoom back out a bit. Okay, so in these binders, I needed to pay back. If you are new here, we have been putting, or I never put this back, guys. We have been putting $1 a day away since December 1st. But just recently, a family member needed to borrow some money. So I went into this binder and also my 100 envelope challenge binder and took the larger bills out and left all of the ones. So this is March, which I did do. So March does have the $31 in there. We did count that yesterday on yesterday's video, so we don't have to recount that. But what I also wanted to do was go in here and put another $5 into February, because I had those ones over there and I was just like, why you just didn't put the ones in there? It's because I wanted to condense. But since I didn't have this March condensed, I was like, I may as well finish off February. So we're gonna put these raggedy ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a crispy one. 5 is what I had. Now this February should be complete at $28. So 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One of you has suggested, like, why don't you split it up over the week? And I was like, I was planning on just doing it, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there, you know, every day. But I was like, man, she was right. Like, just go ahead and just start doing what you can, so it won't just be so, you know, so overwhelming. I do that to myself sometimes. I have no idea why I do it, but I do. Okay, so this is what we still needed. We wanted to do, let me set this to the side. We wanted to do $215. We put I think March only had $6 in there, and I put a 20, and then I had to put 5 more. So we put 25 in March, and we put 25 in. So that's $50 plus 25. Okay, so out of the 215, we only put $50 in there. I think that's right. Let me just double check one more time. This had $6. I put the 20 in there and it had 26. I needed it to be 31. Yeah, so that's 25. And then March only had the 3 in there. So yeah. Okay, so 50 minus 215, 165 is what I, uh-oh, just put a piece of hair right there. Okay, so 165 is what we were short on that. But at least I know for my budget for next week, which that'll be tomorrow's video. So you guys make sure you come back. If you're not subscribed, make sure you go ahead and subscribe so that you can see the video and how we're gonna bring all of this together for where we were negative at. But because I think it's like 45% of you that watch me and you're not subscribed. So I would appreciate it if you would do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what the difference was there. Okay, so I put the actuals in the wrong part. This is 165 negative, but this was 50. That's what I thought. I think that's what I was trying to do. Okay. So let's go ahead and add everything up so that we can put it up here. So we were supposed to spend $2,347 or less because we try to go under on this part, but not necessarily on these parts. So we spent $1,193 there. We spent $320.07 there. And we spent $50 here. So instead of the $2,347, we end up spending $1,563.07. So that's pretty much it for the closeout of the budget. I did not want, let me put all this stuff back. I really wanted to have this phone bill paid, but I mean, it was, even if I paid it yesterday, it was going to come out tomorrow. So if I paid it tomorrow, it's kind of like the same thing. But just like how I don't like seeing this red ink, I don't like not paying my stuff on the date. But as long as it's not like 30 days late, how it's been. So I'm just gonna chill out on that. Okay, guys, so what we have to do now is we still need, just in this binder alone, we still need $30 for January, $30 for December to get that caught up. And then we're at $13, so plus 13. So we still need $73 in this binder for next week. And what I said I was going to do, instead of putting this in the savings, I said that I was going to, because this binder is going to be for my grandson for Christmas and also for the Secret Santa. So I'm going to change it from savings, because I think I'm going to use that savings envelope for something else. So I'm going to just go ahead and I want to put this in the front, because we're going to eventually start. I feel like this is going to not be good. Let me hold those down. I don't think I put the punch holes out of this yet. Nope. So now, I told you guys, every time I open up this binder, like the little punch hole things come out. Okay, now I gotta put it back in there. Okay. Got it. Okay, so we're gonna do that like that so that it'll be in my face. And then we still have to do this one too, guys, which all of those are good, but I have to put like the 5 back in there, 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 the 10 back in there, 10 and a 5, 10 and a 5, you know, like that. And then some of these we just didn't do also. And I think I did the number 20 and so on. So, but we're just gonna worry about that as it comes. And that's, like I said, that's gonna be the next videos. So thank you all so much if you made it to this point of me rambling and trying to figure stuff out on this channel, guys. I don't do a script. I don't sit here and write things down. What I do is turn on the camera and let you guys see like my real life of me budgeting, like as if the camera wasn't on, except for I get to talk to you guys. So that makes it a little bit better, because sometimes I really do talk to myself when I'm doing this budget, because I'd be like, what am I doing? What did I do? You know? So I really appreciate you guys for always staying to the end and always leaving a comment. Like I always say, when you guys leave a comment, even if it's just an emoji, also a thumbs up, a share, those things helps with the channel, because all of our money that we make from YouTube, we are putting towards our debt in the year 2025, and we have a lot of it. So we are trying to, anything that we can get as far as extra finances will help, which is another thing. I'm going to be starting tomorrow. I'm going to be working really hard for the next few weeks, probably almost every day. All of the bonuses, I'm going to try to get them. I'm going to try to work all of the hours where they're making extra money. I mean, paying extra money, because for Mother's Day, we want to go see our parents. They live in Georgia now. They used to live here in Michigan with us, but they live in Georgia now. So I haven't seen them since they was here. Like, I think they was here like last September or something. So I haven't seen them since then, and I really miss them. We get to FaceTime and stuff like that, but that's just not enough. So I need to see them in person, and it would be beautiful if I could spend it. We're not going to fly down there anymore, but we're going to drive, because it's much cheaper. It'll only be like a couple $100s in gas to go there and back. And then we're going to get a hotel when we go down there, because when they did move down there, they downsized. So they don't have enough room to accommodate me and my family, my siblings, and their families also. So I have to start saving for that too, on top of making sure that the bills are paid before I leave, and to accommodate for the fact that we're going to be gone for a few days. So anyway, that is going to be it. It's almost 25 minutes for this one. So make sure you guys stay tuned for tomorrow's video. It will be a brand new budget video to see if we can get all of this caught up plus with the bills that we have for next week. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.